All right, so we got this big old fella here who has been in recovery for the past few months. He was hit by a car several months ago. It wasn't too terrible. I mean, it was extensive. You can see the fracture right here, and it extended down over his bridge. Right, you can see right there. Extended into his bridge, and he's got small crack on the other side, but it was more or less a closed fracture. No apparent breach of the internal membrane underneath the shell, directly beneath the bone, the soft tissue there. Although he did bleed quite a bit at the time. He was bleeding pretty heavily. I actually had to inject some surgical hemostatic agent. I believe it was called 𝘨𝑩𝑒𝑚𝑒𝑟𝑜, a hemostatic gel in there used for like stopping bleeds during surgery, and got that to stop bleeding, and so he's more or less healed up. He's got a ℾ𝘭𝘦𝘢 dressing on there now, even though that's healed enough that he's probably going to be okay, watertight, being in the water from the looks of it. He's got granulation, or in other words, scar tissue built up underneath what slight little gaps there were in that fracture. Looks like there's a solid scar tissue in there, but just to be safe, I'm putting a ℾ𝘭𝘢 dressing over the top of it, and we're graduating him today to the holding tank out here, the recovery tank out here for turtles that can actually go fully submerged when they get to a certain level of recovery, certain level of healing, where they're not going to have a water intrusion into their body cavity or whatever. So I feel like he's met that criteria, and he's okay to come out here. We've got a couple of them out here who are almost ready for release. This one right here, anytime now. Just waiting for a little bit more superficial healing. Let's see where she's at on that. Just waiting for that little bit of soft tissue right there. Yeah, so that's still, I wanted it to stiffen up just a little more, but she's almost there. And then this fella here, he's about ready for release. He healed up quite a bit ago from his he had a pretty significant chunk taken out of his side right there, and he's got some nice scar tissue built up, nice and tough there. That's what I like to see, real nice, tough, firm scar tissue. That's what I'm waiting on that girl, for it to just firm up and thicken up a little more. Like he's about ready to go now. He was just being held a little while longer because he ended up developing a little abscess on the pad of his foot there. But I took care of that. He's since recovered from that. We're just gonna wait for a little bit of a break in the weather here, you know. Wait for some fall days to show up here where it's not like 107 degrees. And as soon as the temperature starts to break down, you know, somewhere under 100 every day, then we'll be letting these guys go before winter. And then maybe this fella too. He will probably be ready to go right about that same time with him.